Welcome to the initiative HP Online Teaching Assistant by HP Education. Today, we will explain how to liven up your class with Google Classroom. Google Classroom is an application that allows us to easily create virtual classrooms where we can share information and work with students while interacting with them. These are 4 advantages that using this tool has. We can publish, comment, and facilitate debate in the classroom. We can assign and grade assignments. We can customize students' learning. And we can reuse the content from other classes so as not to start from scratch. Let's go straight to the practice. Here I have my Chrome open from my Google account. From the 9 dots, we search for the Google Classroom application and enter. These are my classes. I'm going to go to the first grade math class. The first tip I can give you is to keep in mind that everything you do in one class can be reused in others. For example, here in Stream, if I click here on these arrows, the classes I have appear. I can go to one of them and previous publications that I've made will appear and I can select which I want to reuse. On the Classwork tab, it's precisely the same. Click Create, Reuse, Post. And just as before, we select the class and what we want to reuse. If we wish to, we could make any adjustments before assigning it. Another thing we can do when creating a task is to publish it in several classes at once. Imagine that there are several courses of first grade mathematics. So I create a new task. In title, I'll put Concept Map of Unit 1. And here on the right, we see the class where it will be assigned. So here, we can select the classes we want to publish this assignment to. We can also define whether we want the assignment to reach all students or only some. I only have 2 students in this class, but if I had more, they would appear here and I could select who would get this assignment. This way, we can customize learning for each student. For example, if you want to assign a couple reinforcement work to students who aren't doing well. Another function we can use in assignments is, instead of assigning it, we can schedule it to be published on a date and time that we determine. We can do the same with quizzes. Once the date and time are set, click Schedule. And the other option we have is, if I click on Create Assignment again, in title I'll put Concept Map 2, and instead of assigning or programming it, I can save it as a draft. This option allows us to re-edit it at any time, so if we're not sure if we want to add more details, we can save it as a draft and re-edit it at another time. And as you can see, it will appear grayed out here, both the programmed ones and the drafts. The only ones that appear in color are the ones that have been published. To edit tasks, just click on the 3 dots and Edit. From the Stream tab, we can also schedule or save publications as drafts. If we want to schedule it, we determine the date and time and Schedule. In Stream, if you deploy saved announcements, you'll be able to see your scheduled announcements and those saved as drafts. Just click on them to edit. The last thing I want to teach you is about reusing content for upcoming courses. Imagine that I've already created all the classwork with different themes, tasks, quizzes, etc. Everything is quite organized. And that for next year I need the same material, maybe with some variations. But this course serves me perfectly as the basis. For this, I go to the 3 stripes on the top left of my class. Here is where the classroom menu is. I can see the classes I have, or I can click on Classes and find them here. Now let's say that this is the class that I want to copy for the next course. So I click on the 3 dots, and what it does is that it allows us to move it, if we want to change its position in relation to other classes that appear here. Copy invite link to send by email to my students to join this class. Edit, which is what we did before. Copy and archive is that it's saved, but not on this board. Your class remains hidden. Now what we're interested in is copy, and by default, I get the name Copy of First Grade Math Class. I can remove Copy of, and I'll add the year 2021 to differentiate it. This is if we want. We can fill it out and click Copy. Once the class has been created, I can go in and make any changes I think are appropriate. And what I can do is archive this year's first grade math class so it doesn't generate any visual noise, since I made a copy and I'm not going to use it next year. From here, it's already been deleted, but the class still exists. And when I go to the option Reuse Posts in Stream, or Tasks, Quizzes, etc. in Classwork, those archived classes will appear too. If I go to the copy I made of the math class, you will see that in Stream, no publications appear. Remember that we can search for them and reuse publications from other classes. In the Classwork tab, everything I had created appears grayed out, that is, as a draft. As I already have everything, all I have to do is enter each task and reschedule it with the date. And if I want to, I can make changes too. Since last year's class has already been archived, I could go to the configuration cog and remove the year from the class name. You decide. And we would have our class again with everything recycled for this new school year. I like this feature a lot because I don't lose any of the previous year's work. This will be all for today. Thank you for watching this video offered by HP Online Teaching Assistant, an initiative of HP Education.